Hi, it's me again with CorelDraw Tips and Tricks. Neat little design that you can make and change up to make it yours. That's one of the reasons I make videos like this, to kind of show you what you could do with many tools. And we're going to use a lot of tools on that. So I used a rectangle. I want to hit P, put it in the center of the page. I'm going to round off the corners 1 inch. Man, that's not enough. Let's make it 2 inches. Let's make it 2.5. Now I've got my ratio locked so all the corners did the same thing. I'm going to Control D and make a duplicate, and I'm going to move that in and make it quite a bit smaller. Then this is kind of where you could make your own, make it yours. I didn't go to the corners on this one, but I am on this one. So I'm going to take my 3-point curve line and I'm going to go from that edge to, let's say, like right there, and I'm going to bring that to that corner. Now I want it to match that corner in just a second. Now I am going to Control D and make a duplicate of that guy. I'm going to bring in some indexing lines and I'm put them in the center of the page. I'm going to move my rotation to the center. Doesn't look like it is. Let's check off of it. And there it is. I'm going to rotate it 90 degrees. And you see we get the exact same corner, but right here is the only one we need to change. I'm going to cut this out. So now we have this shape. So let's see what our nudge factor is. This box is 14 inches. I'm going to set my nudge factor on 15. And I'm going to get this shape right here. And I'm not going to smart fill it with white. I'm going to smart fill it with a good color. And I'm going to nudge it out of the way. Now I'm going to basically get, you know what? I'm not going to get rid of my box. I'm going to nudge it out of the way. I might need it again. I'm going to nudge that back. Now, what you can do now, and you could always change the color later. We want this to kind of look like it's dark. So we're going to get the interactive fill tool and we're going to go from there to there, but we're going to put some black. I didn't hit the box. You have to hit inside that box. And I'm going to bring it down because I just want a little bit, and then I want to bring in another blue because I want it to be really just black on that edge. So I'm going to bring my black in a little bit, kind of make it look like it's going into there. Now we've already done that one, so we're going to Control D and make a duplicate. We're going to click on the rotation and make sure it's there. If you don't hit that X when you're hit, it'll do that sometime. Now we're going to rotate this 90 degrees. Control D, 180 degrees. Control D. That alone looks pretty good. And really I ought to go with that, but I'm going to show you how you could easily change the color. So this is our original. If you click on the second one and get your interactive fill tool. So these are both the same, but we're going to make this one green and green. We didn't move the black, so it's in the exact same spot. Now we're going to get that one, interactive fill tool, and we're going to change this one to yellow and to yellow. See how it's got that same effect? Now click on the last one, interactive fill tool. We'll go ahead and make them red and red. Now, the only thing I kind of left out, and maybe that's good that I saved that other one. So let's move this out of the way, how I got that other effect. Let's put this back. And if you remember, I moved that line to 90 degrees. I'm going to put this back to the center. And I'm going to rotate that line I need to go this way. I really forgot to do it. We can take the shape tool and bring that out. You know what? I didn't make a duplicate of it. Let's back up here. Probably be best to hit it with the pick tool. There's our rotation. Now, I didn't get my line's not really long enough, so I'm just going to take the shape tool and just bring it there. It's going to be your shape. So now what you can do is take your Smart Fill tool Well, it must have a leak because it went over the line. So right here, yep, there it is. So we'll take our, matter of fact, we'll go ahead and put it way up there. So we have a little bit of a line there. Smart fill tool to fill that in. Now let's nudge that out of the way and nudge these back down. Nudge that back. We'll go ahead and interactive fill tool it again. This time I'm going to leave it blue. I'm going to leave all of them blue. So we'll put a little black on that edge. We'll go ahead and bring in some other blues, just kind of make it really blue, except for that last edge of black. Can't really see it right now, but when you Control D and make a duplicate and move this rotation of there, and this is going to be a real good reason that I did not get rid of my box. And I'm going to show you here in just a second. See that line? 180 degrees. I'm just rotating. So that alone looks pretty good, but we need our box to stop the leak. So now I can take the Smart Fill tool and we're actually going to fill this in with black for right now. So the box helped me stop it. Well, I actually got a leak somewhere. Tell you what, let's do this. Let's left click, right click. I should not have a leak. Oh, I do. Let me back up here. You know, a lot of people have always commented that they instead of me just bailing out on this one, I don't know why that leaked. You know, what we could do is fill that in with black. There we go. And then, well, let's go ahead and do this. Let's go ahead and fill the other one with blue. You know, I must not have been in the center. So we'll get rid of that one over there. We'll go to the left and to the left. Not getting rid of it. Well, this time I can get rid of the box, but I'm not going to. And we could actually probably rotate both these at the same time, but I'm not. I'm going to Control D and make a duplicate. Move the rotation of there. Rotate it 90 degrees. Control D, Control D. Now, if we just take our black, and you see we got the black down here, Control D and make a duplicate. Hit that X. Move the center rotation of the center. Rotate it 90 degrees. I don't know if I made a duplicate or not, and I did. So there we go. We got that figured out. Now I could have already done the interactive fill tool, but this will really look good with it being black on that edge. But we're going to change that quite a bit here in just a second. I'm only going to do one color this time. So let's get rid of these blues and let's Control D and make a duplicate. And we changed it so it's not in the center anymore. Whenever you don't hit that X, you're going to get the shape tool, which isn't a bad thing. Rotate it 90 degrees. Control D, 180 degrees. Sometimes Corel will take it all the way around with the first one. So that looks pretty good. Now we could do other things. We don't need the indexing lines anymore. I really like the blue. I think it makes it stand out. Now we're going to do this right here. So we're going to take our black. You know what? I'm going to take this one right here. I'm going to go to the interactive fill tool. And I'm going to add black. Whoop. Come on. A lot of times Corel will do that with the interactive fill tool. I must have backed up. You know, even the white wouldn't look bad. But what I'm trying to do now is add blacks to that line, and you get that plus sign. Now, it doesn't make any sense right now. I'm just putting a bunch of blacks. But in just a second, when I start putting whites, and I just did a video on something like this yesterday, Now let's take a white, put it there, and what we're doing, we're making it look shiny, kind of like a piece of metal. And I'm not doing them all the same. They're all a little bit different lengths apart. And that looks pretty good. Now, really, I'm going to get rid of my black lines because I want this to be the same. So I'm going to Control D to duplicate it, double click. I'm going to try that that's the center without the indexing lines, and it is. So you already have that. That looks pretty cool. Now, this is a closed subject, so we can take the Smart Fill tool and fill that center with blue. And we're going to leave it blue. But we're going to use the interactive fill tool on it. And I'm just going to swipe across, and I'm going to go up here to elliptical. And then I'm going to put this in the center and actually expand it out a little bit. And then I'm going to put some blacks. Another black. Another black. Now I'm going to have to zoom in to put whites closer. So now I'm going to bring in a white. See how it makes it look like a shiny donut? And then we could bring in our blue, I guess, a little bit to give, or span it out where you don't, all you see is that. You can play around with it quite a bit. I like that right there. Anyway, I'm not saying that's that cool of a design, but it'll give you some ideas on how to do some things. And if you wanted to make this black, all you have to do is take this blue and make it black, and then it looks totally different. Anyway, just playing. Hope that helped. Thank you for watching.